Celia from Noble.
1903, who was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize?
Marriott.
No, it's pass.
In
It's not.
1968, what TV series showed the first interracial kiss on American network television?
Room.
All My Children.
How many states border the Oklahoma Panhandle?
4.
3.
Carrots are an excellent source of what vitamin?
K.
Beta carotene.
What is the capital of Maine?
Augusta.
Pass.
Starring in the film Paper Moon in 1973,
Tatum O'Neal.
the youngest Oscar winner of all time.
Tatum O'Neal.
On what TV show did Oliver and Lisa buy a farm near Hooterville?
Green Acres.
Green Acres.
Whose likeness is on the U.S. $2 bill?
Jefferson. Madame Curie. Award winner.
What famous Okie wrote the song This Land Is Your Land?
Guthrie.
Pass.
We ran out of time, Cecilia.
Oh,
we didn't get to 10. You had a
Room
couple of
first
passes
interracial
in there.
kiss.
Yeah, we'll go over
Room
these,
222.
but, actually, it's a good day to lose. It is. Because you not only get
it's always a good day.
Yeah, you not only get a Watershed 90-day unlimited membership to Watershed Car Wash locations all over the
Madame
metro,
Curie.
and you can use it as much as you want. You also get a gift card to Icon Cinema for VIP seating. They have a brand new theater in Edmond right there at Kicking Bird. And I'm going to give you a family 4-pack of tickets to the 2023 Oklahoma State Fair.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's a good haul right there. Consolation prizes? Wow, it seems more than just a consolation. Let's go over these. What do you say? How'd you play with Cecilia this morning? We didn't get to number 10, but in 1903, who was the first woman to win the
Madame
Nobel
Curie.
Prize? Cecilia, I think you said something like Harriet Hatcher. It was actually Marie Curie, Madame Curie.
Thank you.
Who pioneered.
Took me a while to get that.
In 1968, what TV series showed the first
Room
interracial
222?
kiss on American network television? It's a good guess. All My Children, but this was 1968, and it was Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura.
Oh man, Star Trek.
Yes.
That's right.
States border the Oklahoma Panhandle. You said 3. It's actually 4.
Thank you.
Cecilia, Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and
Texas.
Carrots are an excellent source of what? Vitamin.
K.
Cecilia said beta carotene. It's vitamin A.
A.
Officially,
I always say K for
Maine,
carrot.
She passed on that one. It's
Augusta.
Augusta, Maine. And starring in the 1973 film Paper Moon, which is awesome. What a great movie.
Great
the
movie.
youngest Oscar winner of all time is Tatum O'Neal. Cecilia got that one. On what TV show did Oliver and Lisa Douglas buy a farm near Hooterville? Or as Lisa said, Hootersville. Green Acres is correct, Cecilia. Good for you. Whose likeness is on the $2 bill? Cecilia passed on that one. It's actually Thomas Jefferson. And they are kind of rare, but they're out there. What famous Okie wrote the song, This Land Is Your Land? The iconic Woody Guthrie.
Thank you.
KOMA.
From Okema. Man, I got to get that carrot question down.
How did you do this morning? You think you can pull it off tomorrow morning? Let's give it a shot. Let's try to win $1,000 tomorrow morning, same time, same place. At 7:10, I'll give you the cue to call.
I'll give you the cue to call. 7 years of college down the drain.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. One sad day don't spoil a whole bunch more. Well, I don't care what anybody says. A lot of that disco music stuff was great. It's a great song. Those guys were unbelievably talented in everything they did. An immense amount of talent with the Bee Gees, the Brothers Gibb. And most of it was all pissed away because they drugged themselves out. Crazy talk. Turning it off, turning it down. This day in history, JFK Jr. marries his woman. Private ceremony somewhere on an island in Georgia that they owned. Only later on to be, he was a terrible pilot, and people said they would never fly with him. And him, his wife, and his wife's sister perished in a airplane crash, spun into the ocean. There were no survivors. So, on this day, Jimi Hendrix released All Along the Watchtower. Such an awesome song. I don't know if that was Hendrix's and he was covering it from Bob Dylan, or Bob Dylan covered it from him. Both versions, top notch. Top notch. So, this day in history, I know there was a lot more going on this day, but yesterday was anniversary of the of what we like to refer to as the hit in Oklahoma football history. The hit. Very, very iconic moment. Let me set it up for you. Tony Dorsett and the Pittsburgh Panthers came to town, and they were like maybe 15th ranked or something like that. And he goes on to win the Heisman Trophy. Anyway, we had him on blast, and we kick it, and Dorsett's coming around the end, and Scott Hill had his Sooner moment, one of the greatest moments of Sooner history. And he comes leaping out of the cabana, or I should say over the cabana, in just a full-on crunch, and he couldn't have timed it up any better. And he hits Tony Dorsett and knocks him the blank out. I mean, Tony Dorsett hit the ground. Smelling salts were applied. He was helped off the field. We won like 46-10. He had like 30 yards rushing. And to this day, if you ask Tony Dorsett what's the hardest he ever got hit, he's not going to say that Scott Hill. You know why? Because he got hit so hard he don't remember it. I don't know what he'd say. I've never run into Tony D. Hall of Famer, great running back for Pittsburgh. Yesterday, the Sooners got a commitment from Koya. I think that's saying it right. Koyi, the number one prospect in the state, and he's an edge rusher, and he is what they like to refer to as man. Not like Deion's son, Shador, who they used to call Grode. So, and it's still flying out there about Neon Deion and Travis Hunter and blah, 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 and oh my Lord. And they said that Colorado has never sold out all their season tickets, which I have to call BS on that, because Colorado in the mid-90s had some great teams with Darian Hagan and Eric Bieniemy. Westbrook was a wide receiver. They had Knievis McGee playing defensive end, the H&H boys. They had another one from Houston, a defensive end, Knievis McGee and Alfred Williams. I'm going to have to give it up to myself. They were good. I remember in 1989, was it 89? Yeah, 89. They came to Norman, and that was right after Saul Anussi. Saul Anussi was their quarterback, and he was also the father of Coach McCartney's daughter's son. You know, but Saul got cancer, and man, he just went down like a lead balloon and died. And they dedicated that season to him. And I don't remember if he passed away in the season. They were hoping to make it through the season. They just kicked everybody's ass. They kicked our ass too. I remember that program we put on there. It was the Saul Anussi edition. And they came to Norman, and that's the first time I ever saw it. Well, no, Miami did it, but I'm not going to count them because they're a bunch of losers, bunch of haters. They came out to their whole team came across the field and stood at midfield, and our whole team went out there. And we were slugging it out. Not slugging it out. We were, throwing insults left and right. And they ended up beating us like 28-3. They were really good. They had a quarterback named Darian Hagan. They had some good running backs too, not just Eric Bieniemy. But I also remember that we tried to recruit him, Darian Hagan, to come to Oklahoma. And Gary Gibbs told him he'd be a defensive back and he wanted to be a quarterback. If, Switzer don't lose his job, Darian Hagan probably comes to OU and keeps running the wishbone. He was that good. He really was. Anyway, Colorado went on that year to win 11 games and went and played Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. And they got beat. Eric Bieniemy, which still puzzles me to this day. They ran pretty wild on them. Yeah, let's all stop to get off here. They were running pretty wild on them in the first half, and Eric Bieniemy breaks the line of scrimmage, and he's going. I don't know how far he's going to go, but he's already run a long ways, and then he just drops the ball. And and I think they end up losing 14-7, 14-6, somewhere in that area, and lose the national championship. But the next year, 1990, they end up going 9-1-1. I think of who they lost to. I know that's the infamous 5th down game where at Missouri they gave them 5 downs down on the goal line. They finally scored and won. And they went back and they played Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl again, and the winner gets a share of the national title. And that's a big question, is who did they share that national title with in 1990? Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you a chance out there to answer. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Believe it or not, it was kind of the year for hey, you finally won a title. Georgia Tech. I can almost tell you nothing about Georgia Tech, other than they probably lost one game, and they played in the ACC, which was not a very good conference then. Parity really hadn't struck, so you don't know. You really don't know what you got until you got it. So, but Darian Hagan got hurt, and the guy had to come in off the bench and play quarterback, and he did, and they won like 14-6 or something like that. They just kept on matriculating the ball down the field, as Hank Stram once said when they beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl 4, Super Bowl 5 maybe. It's a great. Those are some, you can go over on YouTube and watch all the highlights from those games, from the old Super Bowls. Gold. That's back when it was really just football, and it wasn't. You didn't play. You didn't practice and play and prepare all year round. I can remember a scene when the Kansas City Chiefs either lost the Super Bowl or had won the Super Bowl, and they're in the locker room. Well, one of them is the quarterback, Lynn Dawson, sitting there drinking a Fanta or a Sprite, sucking on a Gert, smoking a cig. What the hell? The quarterback is smoking a cig in the locker room. You can't even smoke in the locker rooms now, much less the quarterback. But one of the Kansas City Chiefs guys pulls on his overcoat, puts on his cowboy hat, and says, "All right, boys, we'll see you in the spring. I got to go farming." So they had jobs in the off-season they had to go do. They weren't paid millions and millions of dollars. But, to each his own. Get all you can, but man, the other day that Watson guy lost that game. Did he look like he was worth $2 million for that game? No, but that's how much money he makes. I think it's almost $3 million a game. It's all guaranteed. Not like that guy from Michigan State. That guarantee he got. Ooh. They guaranteed to, I need to get off and get this package in the mail today. So I'm going to. Getting off. Going to the post office. Sold a biology book, and I had issues with it. I got it wet. I tried to dry it out. I had it back to about 100%. I left it out to dry some more. And I'm sitting there, and I hear thunder, and I hear rain, and I get out there just in time for it to get sprinkled on. So I had to save it some more, and actually should have gone out yesterday. And so nice how the homeless can afford packs of cigarettes. But it didn't. And there's, and this is a biology book where I sold it for $15. Sometimes books are just crazy. They know people need them and they'll pay a premium. So they're all like 70 or 80 bucks. I don't care. I want to sell the book. I want to get it down the road. It's this much and this much out of my house. Which do I want to get out of the eBay business? What I want to get out is that my house being so cluttered due to eBay business. I come to a complete stop. After all, it is a right turn. So, man, I haven't sold anything on eBay in a couple, 3 days, and that's really saddens me because it just shouldn't be that way. Just shouldn't be that way. I did have to go and buy not a washing machine, but a refrigerator for my apartment yesterday. It was just like a little small refrigerator. It was almost $300. I couldn't believe it. I should have never sold that one I had for $100. Be back in a minute. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again. What was I talking about? Shadora. So here we go. Bum 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 ba da dum. Favorite explorer? Magellan. George Costanza's favorite explorer? DeSoto. What did DeSoto discover? Anyone? Mississippi River. Like nobody would have found that. Like no one would have found that. Going to Cincinnati on Friday. Well, Saturday actually. The Sooners got a big test. They're favored, and they keep talking about Cincinnati's got a great defensive line, and their quarterback is all that shizzle and bag of whatnot. And it's like, well, why did they lose to Miami of Ohio at home? I don't know, but I can tell you this: they'll be fired up to play us, and they'll sell every seat in the stadium, and there'll be 4,000 Oklahoma fans there because Oklahoma travels. We go to a lot of people, and I used to go to a lot of away games, and I hope that once I retire that I get back and start doing that again. Just piling in and saying, oh my goodness, I hit that light red. Ooh, that's a lot of trash out there. Ooh, that's a lot of trash. So I spent $275 on that refrigerator and the tax. Like, gee, many Christmas, and it's a little bitty. It's like 4 foot by 4 foot. But I like it. It looks good in my apartment. I don't know that You're in a 1-bedroom apartment by yourself. Do you really need a full-size refrigerator? My answer to that is no, you don't. You don't need a full-size refrigerator. And I'm not putting in any more either. I'm always going to put in small refrigerators. And in reality, I want to get rid of my stoves as well. You know, I can put a microwave, a toaster oven, a hot plate, and that is just so big, and it just takes up so much of your space in your kitchen. You know, you've got a small kitchen, and most of it's refrigerator and oven. Most of it is refrigerator and oven. Toaster oven are awesome. I did put a toaster oven in over in Chautauqua. Old boy that moved in there, and I told him, I said, let's get rid of this little stove, 20-inch stove, which are great stoves to have. They're great stoves to sell because they're so hard to come by. Get it on, get it on, get it on. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum. So it'll be interesting to see when that guy moves out, how much he used that toaster oven and how much he used. Good day to get off early. Watch it there. Good day to get off early. How much he used his real oven, how much he just used that toaster oven. I mean, I can put a toaster oven, microwave, and one of those fry pots. Not a fry pot, but an air fryer. I mean, what more do you need? What more do you concede? 21 minutes after the hour. Today is a long day, though. Today we have PTC. And honestly, we had them on Tuesday, and I kind of forgot about them and didn't go. Block that sun for you. And I didn't go. And you know, I thought, well, you know, and then I had PLCs on Wednesday, and nobody even missed me that I wasn't there. I'm out in the gym, minding my own business. And Madison told me, she said, well, if somebody asked, go, oh, I must have been in the bathroom. Oh, I must have been out on the disc golf course, which I'm going to be out there today playing. So come on by. I got the best disc golf secret to be kept in disc golfing history. Get along, get along. There's a lot of traffic out here today. There's the fire department guys are out there doing some rowing and mowing. My man with his weed eater. Get along, get along. Thank you for letting me in. And turning on buyers. So today I'll be at work until probably 6:30, 7 o'clock. There's there's never anything easy about this. First one here. But since we had conferences 2 nights, we don't have school on Friday, so we're off tomorrow. We're off tomorrow. I'm so excited about my terrible video today that doesn't get anybody watching. Goodbye, everybody.